Oh, hello everyone, happy Throwback Thursday, and the rotation leads us to a Bionicle review, and this one's on Rockoh T3 from 2008. So starting out with the pilot figure, which is a Mystica version Pohatu, which as from first glance, kind of the standard usual Anika build that there is, but luckily kind of just to him, or I mean, but also quite different than the Fantoka Pohatu version, which I'll show later. Like first off, for the legs, which is quite similar to the also just like Fantoka Pohatu's ones, but same foot pieces, but obviously longer limbs and all. Then as for the body here, where it's pretty much just where it has the silver Anika torso piece, but or the silver Anika torso like we saw on Matoro Anika, which nice to see that return. But on the back side is the Toei Nika chest armor piece, but in orange, which also came on Akar in the Glatorian Legends line the following year. And then as for the arms, which quite simplistic with the orange Paraka armor and Rachi limb, and then traditional handpiece there. And then as for the head mask area, but also forgot to mention with the body part is why exactly backwards for that? Well, maybe just like a lot of orange put onto him or whatever. But although this did carry him, well, although Gorast of the canister sets, which also kind of did that with this body torso piece, but backwards, but it then carried on into some of the Glatorians and Glatorian Legends the following year. Well, but whatever. And then, so now onto the head mask part, of which the head kind of area, just traditional Metru head and cut in half eye stalk piece that we've seen since Kongumari the previous year. Then the mask piece, which is the same exact mask piece as Fantoka Pohatu had, but instead of the traditional visor, it's this new finned visor where instead of being all plain, it has all these little details in it, and then all these four wing fins upwards, which but luckily, Liwa in the Exaler T9 set also quite did, but it's like fully covered by the mask, but this which fully open for that. And so now to compare it to the regular Fantoka Pohatu here, which as see quite a bit shorter than that. And like obviously where main difference that does have the shortish connector limbs when or connector bits when this Rockoh version, which has the longer Visceract limbs, and luckily doesn't have a Matoran connector to him with like the traditional one does. Well, since to make him fit for the vehicle or for the Rockoh, of course, and obviously. And also instead of the traditional Roxy limbs, instead which had the rotor limbs, of course, or arms, of course. Well, since he which was the traditional Fantoka canister set, well, he which came with the vehicle set, so obviously had to make a few cuts and turns to there. And of course, big difference are the visor pieces for the masks, of course. Although he which has some slight mods to him, well, although Liwa in Exalura, of which kind of had very few mods to him, but although Antros in Jetrax T6, of which nothing like his original version, which you'll see next Throwback Thursday. But yeah. And then that out. And also, as for the armor here on the arms, why backwards there, which kind of the same idea as Gresh in the 2009 Glatorian line. And there. And that is about it. with Pohot 2 there. And now on to Rockoh T3 itself. You see, kind of a large, impressive vehicle it is. Oh wait, hang on. See, kind of impressive vehicle it is. Well, it was like for the $40 that it was back in 2008. This was quite kind of good for how it is. Well, since, or maybe because of that in Technic sizing and everything. Although nowadays probably like around 70, 80 or whatever. See, kind of tilted it a bit there. So like as for this front section, you have these little headlight kind of bits which are attached to the Toa Inika shoulder pieces, but in lime green, which major good piece for mocking, or really good for mocking. And then underneath the which are the Huki warblades used as like mini bayonets or whatever. But also right underneath the which is a little Zamersphere launcher, which I'll show in a bit, or how to shoot that, which I'll show in a bit. And then also on both sides, which are these little armor or these paneling kind of pieces, which are also used on Exalera, but in this case are used in lime green for that. Which is nice to see there. And then further downwards, which has a bit of technic gearing in there, and then also have two different Rockoh shield pieces, is which nice to see a return there. And then on top of which is Motoro and Mari's armor piece there. And then all around which are these is about a total of 6 Fantoka Kopaka wings there, and then Matau Metru's blades acting as like extra detailing, and then Marinui Matoran daggers used as extra landing gear for that. And these couple bars down underneath the which used as an extra handle part. So although this handle part, which good to have for that, which the other two vehicle sets also have. And then carried on to dropship in Hero Factory 2 years later. Then as for the back part of which has the newer mini wing piece, which the Mystica Toa sets also had, and then also large Technic wheel and also a Technic dome piece used as a propulsion thing, part of it, which Exalera also has. And then this back seat part, which has both Motoro Mari's and Kama's armors in silver, and also another lime green Toa Inika shoulder pad there. And then also with that wheel on there is if you turn that, it makes these front wings turn back and forth. So obviously a bit of a gear function in there. So nice to see returning for that. But also these kind of gears, which we also got to see on some of the sets in Generation 2 for that. So at least a little bit of a pivoting moment for that. And also in the dropship in Hero Factory as well. But yeah. And then have another wing piece there, and then a couple of bits with system, cone, and cylinder piece on there, acting as like extra missiles or something. But yeah. Then to the other side of it, which is quite the same for that, but the only difference is this little bar piece or Technic beam sticking out to there, and it's how to shoot the Zamersphere launcher underneath for that. Basically, you push on that and fires it off like so. And luckily, easy to reload since it's on the top part of it. Drop down like so. And also does have a little stopper or Technic bit and pin to keep from falling out, which as I forgot to mention in my Mazika review, or Voltraz Mazika review, that the Swamp Strider also had this, so major improvement over that. But yeah. Or maybe originally unlike the ones that were on the Toa Terrain Crawler playset the year prior. Or yeah, and also does have, but also the Kopaka Fantoka blade piece as well. Oh, but yeah. And now to get Bohatu on here. Where you position him like this, and then stick him onto there, and then also notice the technic axle rod in there is where you connect the feet onto. And then also for these Mario Motorium blades, which have these little bits with the two long axle rods sticking there, is where you stick his hands onto, like so. And then there he is, all set and ready. So now for my overall verdict on this set is this, I think, a quite good set for how it is. Like, get plenty of like dark green and lime green, and also plenty of orange on Bohatu, which, he may be a little bit of a downgrade from the Fantoka Pohatu that there also was, but at least but still kind of workable for how he is. Like, obviously with the new fin visor piece, of course, and then also a few good recolors of pieces like the Bionicle shoulder blades on the front of the Rockoh, but yeah, and also good to see a lot of wing pieces and blade pieces all on a set, of course. But like, as for the size that it is, like $40 for this back in 2008, quite good for how it is. Even though it does have just a couple of features for that. Well, but of course this was quite fair for the time. Well, but of course nowadays this would be worth, even though just with inflation would be quite a bit more than that. But regardless, it would still kind of a sign of the times for that. And then although it would have been nice if some of the pieces were also recolored in lime green and dark green for that, but at least it's still kind of good, but still quite good for how it is. So which just about is equally matched with like Karzani the year prior as well. Yeah. And what else to say? Not much, but yeah. And also good to see some gear functioning return, even if it's just a little bit of that. But the other two vehicle sets also did that, but to a little larger extent for that. And what else? Not much, but yeah. But also good to see a few pieces return, like the Matau Metru blades and the couple of Rockoh shields and things. But yeah. But however, still, again, for the $40 at the time, it's quite good for how it is. But yeah. And now, if any of you still have this set from back in the day, well, I hope you had some good memories of it. And for those of you who have it and are still looking to get this set, I'd say definitely get it. eBay, Bricklink, Mercari, Bricks and Minifigs, whatever. And that is it for this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.